The Pittsburgh Steelers have just signed the hardest hitting inside linebacker in the entire NFL. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers have agreed to a deal with inside linebacker Malik Harrison from the Baltimore Ravens, and he's a hard-hitting inside linebacker. But first, before I get more into the deal, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, Malik Harrison, inside linebacker, he has agreed to a 2-year deal worth $10 million by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is reported by NFL Network's Tom Pelissero and Mike Garafolo. So, Malik Harrison, let me just give you a background information on him, because he's going to be a depth piece for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you look at this contract, he has just turned 27 years old. And he has spent the previous 5 years with the Baltimore Ravens. He was a 3rd-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft out of Ohio State. He's appeared in 76 total games and has made 34 starts over his career. In 2024, he recorded 54 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, with 2 sacks. His defensive role increased throughout the season, replacing Trenton Simpson in the Ravens lineup. So you have to think, those statistics came basically as a backup. And in total, Harrison logged 372 defensive snaps. Most came after week 10. So, in his time starting, he was an absolute monster for the Ravens and took over, beginning on week 11 against the Steelers. That was the game where he started, and then basically after that, he was a starter ever since. In total, in his 2 regular season games against the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024, this past season, he recorded 9 total tackles. So, looking at Harrison, deep diving more into his statistics, he has also logged a healthy amount of special team snaps over his entire NFL career, including more than 300 in the past 3 seasons. It's been noted that Harrison has over 1,500 special team snaps in his career. So, it is more than likely Malik Harrison will be the team's 3rd inside linebacker and rotate with Peyton Wilson, basically in a Landon Roberts type role. He also has to compete with Cole Holcomb, but as of right now, we need to see Cole Holcomb get back 100% healthy. So to kind of predict what Malik Harrison's role will be, I said the Landon Roberts type role. What does that mean? Well, he's a run stopper. Yes, I named all those special team snaps that he did, so he can play special teams every single time it's needed. But on top of that, he's a run stopper. He will go up there and beat offensive linemen and stop the running back in their tracks. And that's what he does best. He's not really a pass coverage type of guy. Yes, he can do it. Obviously, most inside linebackers can do it. Is he great at it? No, though. He's not. He's going to be basically what Landon Roberts was. And Landon Roberts was exactly that in the Steelers' base 3-4 defense. Going in there and stopping the run when needed. The Pittsburgh Steelers obviously also have Mark Robinson on the roster, and like I said, Cole Holcomb, who could stop the run as well. But it looks like, based off of what they just paid Malik Harrison, he will be the 3rd inside linebacker and competing with Cole Holcomb. So, more on Malik Harrison. Looking at him as an inside linebacker, he stands at 6'3", 255 pounds, and he is 27 years old. So he's a big built inside linebacker who's powerful. And if you go look at his highlights, his film, you'll see that on the tape. He's the hardest hitting inside linebacker coming out of college and one of the hardest hitting inside linebackers when given the opportunity in the NFL. Because you have to remember, he's barely been given an opportunity to play his natural role at inside linebacker and be in his natural position stopping the run. Because when you look at the Ravens team, they're a stacked inside linebacker. They have Roquan Smith, and they had Patrick Queen, and they had all those other guys up until this past season, where he's finally been given the opportunity when Patrick Queen left, and then players got injured. So you have to remember, he was playing behind all those players, and hasn't really been given the full opportunity. But he was drafted in the 3rd round out of Ohio State for a reason, because of his power, because of his ability. But hopefully now, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he'll be given the opportunity to at least split some snaps with Peyton Wilson at the run-stopping position. So, looking at this inside linebacker group for the Pittsburgh Steelers in total, and looking at it, you have Patrick Queen, who's a 3-down linebacker. Obviously, the middle piece of that defense, someone who's going to call the plays and things of that nature, who could stop the pass and line up on running backs, tight ends, whatever, and cover people. But he could also stop the run as well, as shown last year, and his kind of sideline to sideline speed. And then you have Peyton Wilson, who the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted this past season. And he's the exact same type of thing, a coverage type of linebacker. He didn't really show it last season, but that's what he was in college, a coverage linebacker who is a side-to-sideline type of player with speed as well. He could stop the run in some instances, but he's more of a coverage guy and plays more in the nickel packages for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then you look at Cole Holcomb. He came into this kind of team in general to be the do-it-all linebacker that Patrick Queen is, to stop the run, but also play coverage. That was his role, to be the third 3-down linebacker. And that's what he was doing before he got injured 2 seasons ago, the do-it-all linebacker. And now his role, we're going to have to wait and see what it is coming back from injury and how much he actually plays, but that's what you could expect from him. But the do-it-all linebacker are those 3 players. But the run stuffers, someone who you could trust to make a tackle, to trust to stop the run in any given opportunity, is Malik Harrison and Mark Robinson. Those are the players who are the run stuffers. And that's what Elan Roberts was, the run stuffer as well. Run stuffer, Elan Roberts would be on the field when the Steelers couldn't stop no one. They would put him on the field. He would get a tackle for loss, and stop the run. And that was his role. And that's what Malik Harrison and Mark Robinson are for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's what you could expect Malik Harrison to be. So that's why I'm saying split snaps. Obviously, you want Peyton Wilson to get the majority of the snaps. But when you need to stop the run, you put in Malik Harrison and he'll get the job done. Or that's at least what they hope he could do based off of this signing, giving him a 2-year, $10 million contract. Because that is a steep price for a guy who's a 3rd or 4th inside linebacker. So obviously they have belief in him to be able to do what they ask of him to do. But also, like I said, he's really good on special teams. And the Pittsburgh Steelers need a guy on special teams. Tyler Medikevich can't be the inside linebacker special teams guy for his entire career for the Steelers when he doesn't add nothing else to the actual inside linebacker position. So Malik Harrison is probably going to take over his role on the special teams game, but he also adds something in the inside linebacker group as well on the actual defense side of the ball, not just the special teams side of the ball. So expect him to take over his role, but also be an impact player on the defense as well. So those are a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers inside linebackers and their group heading into this next season. But it's really interesting to see how the Steelers went from having no inside linebackers to having to actually think of who's going to be on the field in certain situations, because they actually have a good group now. And if everyone can stay healthy, get back to being healthy, the Steelers could have one of the best inside linebacker cores in the entire NFL. So this is their group heading into next season, and Malik Harrison will hopefully be a big part in it and be a big part in actually the Steelers turning around the run defense type of game. The Steelers' run defense was terrible to end last season, so hopefully this new addition to Malik Harrison can be a huge impact to that, to help it. Me personally, I really liked Elan Roberts, but this more likely is him being gone and not re-signing with the team. I guess they're trying to go a younger direction, and that's what they're doing in Malik Harrison, 27 years old. But I really like and enjoyed watching Elan Roberts play, one of my favorite players on the entire defense. So congrats to him wherever he ends up. I'm sure he'll get another place. If it's not a re-sign lower deal with the Steelers, I'm sure he'll get another team. But really enjoyed watching him play, and hopefully Malik Harrison can fill his shoes. Also, on another note, Mark Robinson, he's never really been given a true opportunity to play football in the NFL. Every single time he's been on the field, he's shown positive things, but there's always been depth in front of him. And once again, this signing of Malik Harrison is just another depth piece in front of Mark Robinson. Hopefully he sees the football field, but it just seems like he'll never be given the true opportunity. But he was a 7th round draft pick, so what else can you expect from a team? Anyway, this is the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on Malik Harrison being the hardest hitting inside linebacker basically in the entire NFL coming in out of college. Do you believe that he could be Elan Roberts' replacement? What do you think his role will be on this team? Do you like the addition? Do you not like the addition? Would you just re-sign Elan Roberts or went a different route and sign someone else? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis reports, everything surrounding Pittsburgh Steelers free agency, I'm covering it. Every new addition so far, I've covered it. Every release, covered it. So stay tuned for everything with highlights and analysis. And until the next video, probably shortly, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.